Show of hands, how many of you have experienced some type of imposter syndrome or stress on day one of starting a new job? Yes, I know I have. They're gonna find out I'm not talented. I'm just, they hired the wrong person. The truth is, 2 out of 3 of us will actually experience some type of imposter syndrome when we begin a new job. 22% will say it'll impact their performance for the first week, and 1 out of 2 will have some sort of like psychological physio-emotional response, which means at the very moment when us L&D folk are wanting to bestow all of our information on our newbies, they are likely in the worst possible mindset to receive all of our amazing information. And I think this is really compounded when you join a big brand, or at least a really reputable brand, because on day one, you're also bombarded with all the celebrities that your brand is connected to, the amazing hype behind your products that the consumers just can't wait to get their hands on, and these like legacies and these histories that these brands have that you have to sort of like have this unspoken agreement that you'll continue on. And I know this firsthand because I have started a new role at every one of these brands during my career, or joined at a major part of their career, and there was only one that actually made me feel like I could connect and start on the ground running from day one. Can you guess which one it was? You might have seen it in the slides. Thanks, Lisa. It was actually this one. Oh. On day one of my onboarding, they helped me draft a 10-year vision for my life and back plan personal health and career goals. Personal health and career goals. Meaning they were as interested in developing me as a person as they were with like what I can do for the business. And this really made me feel like I was there, seen and honored from the first day. And this is what I would have wanted from some of these other great companies. Something that would really help them see me as a unique person, how my values and strength might mix with theirs. Sorry, I'm going too quick if you're taking pictures. Lisa will send the slides. I only have 5 minutes, folks. And then just some sense of reassurance that they actually found the right person. So when I became ON's first dedicated head of global learning and development, I wanted to make sure that we had something in our onboarding that cued to our people, that they were valued as complete people from the very beginning. And so on our day one, we went through all of the legacy and all the hype and all of the assets. And at the end of day one, when we got to our core values, which ON calls their spirits, after that, we did a complete pivot. And we went right and connected with the team members and helped them identify their core values on day one. In fact, if you're looking up here, you might see something that jumps out. Of course, there are more values than this, but maybe there's something you see up here that speaks to how you spend your time and your money and your energy, that maybe as a filter for your hell yeses and your hell nos, or it's maybe that like little thing that gets a little bit agitated when maybe your line manager kind of compromises it, or a peer, or maybe you even compromise it yourself. We also held a conversation about how the brand values interact with their core values and how they can be amplified when they're living into them, and how they might be kind of, futzed if they're not living into it as well. And how this can be a great lens for seeking out developmental opportunities, kind of like a dashboard, a filter for their development as they go along. I also led enablement at Zalando for a short while, and at the end of onboarding at Zalando, I also we watched a short video and actually had a conversation about imposter syndrome. And it turns out that the best way to combat imposter syndrome is, would you guess? Talk about it. Yeah, talk about it, because everyone experiences it. So, and you could feel the energy in the room just change when you kind of call it out, right? And let people just acknowledge that they have it. So, even beyond onboarding, imposter syndrome at brands is amazingly high at reputable brands. At Expedia, it's like 73% beyond onboarding. At Apple, it's like 45%. And the thing is that most companies know that belonging drives performance, yet only 13% feel that they're actually able to do something about it. But there are so many things you can do. This is a ChatGPT summary of just putting in a prompt on ways to create belonging and connection on day one that are rooted in behavioral science. So there's so many things you can do beyond core values, beyond vision and goals, and even imposter syndrome. And the reality is when we do, we foster belonging, productivity, increased engagement, more likely to be retained, and we also evangelize the organization. So it just goes to show that this is not only just a really beautifully human thing to do, but it's also really good business.